Welcome back to Colorado Sports Connection. We are talking with Denver Post sports writer Mark Kiszla. When we last left off, we were talking about some of your articles. And I know sometimes when I read your article, I'm like...
You spit your coffee, don't you?
I don't spit my coffee, but I do say, Mark, what are you writing about here?
Yeah.
For example, you just recently wrote an article about Hawkins.
Dan Hawkins.
Dan Hawkins.
Soon to be former CU football coach.
Why do you think he should be gone now, middle of the season, compared to the end of the season?
It's not an absolute that he should be gone at the middle of the season, but he's 3-3 as we talk right now. If he lost his next 2 games, and he would be 3-5, there is no way he can keep his job. And you might as well create the momentum going into the Pac-12 right now, rather than wait for 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. And this is a team that, if you look at them play on the field, they need talent. They need more talent. And you might as well start building for the future right here, right now, rather than spend a good part of your offseason doing a coaching search. I don't think that's productive at all.
And let's talk about the competition up north there, Colorado State University.
Right.
What's going on up there? It seems like when you open the paper, there's not as much written about them. And why is that? My wife's a CSU grad, and I just tell her that the Denver Post isn't going to cover her school. No. That's what CSU fans feel, is that they get short shrift. Here's the bottom line. Sonny Lubick did a great job. He's one of the great coaches of the last 25 years in e-sport, as far as I'm concerned. To honor him, they named it Sonny Lubick Field at Hughes Stadium. Yes.
If they really wanted to honor Sonny Lubick, what they would have done to that stadium is blow it up, level it. Because where that stadium is, especially in 2010, when you can sit on your sofa at home and watch who knows how many college football games a day, and good college football games. You can start watching college football games early in the morning, and you can watch college football games on Saturday until after your kids have gone to bed. People are not going to drive from Denver, Colorado. CSU alums are not going to drive from Denver, Colorado, up 25, and then all the way across Fort Collins to some reservoir to watch a mediocre football team. And I think that would be generous right now, calling the CSU Rams mediocre. There isn't more coverage of the Rams because they aren't very good, and they don't draw very many people. And if you're telling me they deserve more coverage, as soon as they start winning, and as soon as 25 or 30,000 people show up, they'll get more coverage on TV, they'll get more coverage on the radio, they'll get more coverage in the newspaper. It's competition for the entertainment dollar, and it's competition for the time you spend entertaining yourself. CSU football right now is not very entertaining.
Your thoughts on having some of their games coming down here into Denver?
If they played at least 1 game a year or even 2, I think it would be a great idea. The problem with that is if they already have that game against CU in Denver on nearly an annual basis, and I think that's great, because I think it helps build interest in college football in Colorado. If they had another game in Denver every year, the reason would be to try to fill a 75,000 seat stadium. And if you're going to do that, you're not going to bring in Idaho State. You're going to have to bring in Texas or Oklahoma or Notre Dame. And is that really going to help build your program? If you buy a loss.
What about the guys from down south, the
Air Force
Academy?
What about them? I think it's a great program, but I think that most Air Force grads go live someplace else, so it's not a state school, obviously, and so I don't think there's as much passion for Air Force football as there is admiration, and that's a big difference.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, what I want you to think about is I want to ask you some of the questions about some of the athletes that you've had to deal with over the time. We'll be right back after these messages on Colorado Sports Connection.